My mum is an inspiration for literal terms. You know, she's constantly pushed boundaries that she's found herself up against through her entire life. You know, I personally take that into my parenting, into my marriage, and I've borne witness to it. And she's led the way to that way of living, and it's something I find deep courage in, and, you know, yeah, that's who she is.
My name's Sandi. I'm 74, and I was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer, grade 2, stage 4, in 2022. My symptoms were quite acute, and they had a very sudden onset, so abdominal pain, cramping in nature, vomiting, sweating, you know, to the point where I thought I was going to faint. That was acted on pretty quickly with ultrasounds and blood tests and other investigations. Those investigations kept turning up normal results, which were not in line with what was happening. In December of that year, I started fainting, and I asked for a referral to a gastroenterologist who said a really magical thing to me, that he said, "It isn't what you've been referred for, but it is something, and we will find it." He did in fact find it as a result of one of the imaging that he requested, and that phone call with results saying that there'd been very concerning findings. Being told that you have an incurable cancer is a big moment to process and then integrate into how you approach and manage your life, basically, from that point on. How do I live with that?
I think the devastation was massively in part with the advancement of the disease. Outside of seeing her in pain and seeing such vulnerability in her, there is a real torture to having that sort of Damocles hanging over you for such a long time. And whilst we all take huge amounts of joy and comfort in seeing Mum when she's well, and it's very difficult when she's not been well, it's the finality, but it's also the opaqueness to the finality, which is really difficult to manage. Because on one side you are constantly aware of last times, and is this, you know, final Christmases or birthdays, you know, as Mum's pointed out, you know, there can be an immediacy around that next change, that next piece of news, and we're all aware of that. At the same time, life goes on.
It does. It's just finding that balance, you know, and holding that dynamic tension between maintaining positivity and optimism without that becoming toxic. Like today is a good day, so, you know, not let's make the most of the day, but it's like you're living with a shadow. I heard about NECA for the first time at my diagnostic consultation. They are an organisation that punches well above its weight, and the individuals are so committed in their advocacy and their commitment to making life better for us. There is a value and an incredible worth and wealth of information that can provide support. So yeah, NECA has been phenomenal.
I said to Mum when this was all happening right at the start, this is difficult, this is hard, none of us have had to do this before. Go and show us how to get it done, Mum. Go show us how to do this well. And she has. She really has. She is mapping onto all of us an appropriate way to live life in the midst of a very, very difficult place. And it's something I'm really grateful for.